Hola, soy Alejandro. Welcome to Key Spanish. In today's lesson, you are going to learn some basic vocabulary so you are more comfortable the next time you need to take a taxi in Spain. And the first thing you will need is to actually find a taxi. There are three ways in which you can do that. En la parada de taxis, at the cab stand, con una aplicación, with an app, or calling on the phone. So the first one would be en la parada de taxis. Therefore, you need to find one. You could ask, ¿dónde hay una parada de taxis? ¿Dónde hay una parada de taxis? That is asking, where is there a cab stand? Where is there a cab stand? ¿Dónde hay una parada de taxis? O ¿dónde está la parada de taxis más cercana? ¿Dónde está la parada de taxis más cercana? That is, where is the nearest cab stand? So now you are trying to find it. If you need to actually get there and understand the instructions, make sure to watch our video on how to ask and give directions in Spanish. Now, note would be the taxis in Spain are white, except in Barcelona, where they are black and yellow. They are different, but in any other region of Spain, you will see always white taxis with different than arrows or just details in different colors, but mostly white taxis. Okay, so that's with the taxi stop, la parada de taxis. But the most common one nowadays, it's the most comfortable way of getting a taxi is with an app. And there are four that are particularly popular in Spain: Uber, Cabify, Bolt, and Free Now. All of them very handy, and you can get a taxi and you don't need to know any Spanish to do that. Unfortunately for me, you just order a taxi and you see the price and everything is there. And the third way would be in case the apps don't work in a particular city. And this is the case in many small cities in Spain where there is no Uber or Bolt or these big companies. In that case, you need to use the local company for the taxis. For that, you can Google pedir taxi en city, España. Like, for example, pedir taxi en Cáceres, España. That's ordering a taxi. And it will pop up right away, the first result, the different company according to the city where the phone number is. So you can call and order your taxi. And then you will say on the phone, ¿me puedes mandar un taxi a la calle Huertas, por favor? ¿Me puedes mandar un taxi a la calle Huertas, por favor? So, me puedes es can you, mandar, send me. Me puedes mandar, can you send me? You can also say me puedes enviar. Mandar and enviar both mean to send. And also you could say quería pedir un taxi. Quería pedir un taxi. I would like to order a cab para la calle Huertas, por favor. 204 Huertas Street, please. O me puedes mandar un taxi o quería pedir un taxi para la calle Huertas. Just an extra situation in case you are in the hotel, although they probably speak English, but if you want to use a bit of a Spanish, you could ask them, ¿me puede pedir un taxi al aeropuerto, por favor? ¿Me puede pedir un taxi al aeropuerto, por favor? That is, can you call me a cab to the airport, please? Now, you got the taxi and you now meet the driver, and he will probably ask you, ¿dónde le llevo? ¿Dónde le llevo? O ¿dónde vamos? ¿Dónde vamos? That is asking, where can I take you? ¿Dónde le llevo? O where are we going? ¿Dónde le llevo? ¿Dónde vamos? And then you could say, the most straightforward manner would be a la calle Huertas número 5, por favor. So just a, preposition to, a, and the street you are going to. A la calle Huertas número 5, por favor. In case you want to take the initiative or the driver for some reason is not asking you where are you going, then you can use one of the following sentences. You can start a conversation saying, buenos días, vamos a la calle Huertas número 5, por favor. Good morning, let's go to, or we are going to, this place. Buenos días, vamos a. Or, buenos días, ¿me puede llevar a la calle Huertas número 5, por favor? Can you take me? ¿Me puede llevar a la calle Huertas? Nowadays, all taxis have taximeters, but just in case, you can ask for the cost in advance. That would be a good idea. And to do that, you may ask, ¿cuánto cuesta ir a la Puerta del Sol? ¿Cuánto cuesta ir a in your destination? How much does it cost to go to Puerta del Sol? This way, maybe you can avoid being taken advantage of if you get a good idea of the price in advance. Again, this is for a taxi. If you are using an app like Uber or Bolt, this won't be necessary. And once again, if you are using a taxi, although nowadays most will take payments with card, you can check in advance to make sure. ¿Acepta pago con tarjeta? ¿Acepta pago con tarjeta? Do you accept credit card payments? ¿Acepta pago con tarjeta? And if not, if you are in this strange situation where you are in a taxi, they don't take cards, and you don't have cash, you could ask, ¿podría parar en un cajero automático? ¿Podría parar en un cajero automático? Cajero automático is an ATM. Now you found your taxi and you shared your destination. And we got to the fun part, talking to the driver, just if you want to. It's a well-known fact that taxi drivers have lots of insights about the best place to eat or the best places to go for locals. So first, the person would be el o la taxista, el o la taxista, the cab or taxi driver, o el la conductor, the driver, el la conductora. If it's a female, la conductora, el conductor, if it's a male. Now, if you want to ask him for some recommendations, you could ask, disculpe, ¿qué lugares me recomienda visitar? ¿Qué lugares me recomienda visitar? What places would you recommend me to visit? ¿Qué lugares me recomienda visitar? O ¿qué lugares me recomienda para comer? ¿Qué lugares me recomienda para comer? Excuse me, what places do you recommend me to eat? Keep in mind that you will obviously need then to understand the answer, which will require a bit more of an advanced Spanish. But this could be a great way not only to find some gems and places that you may not hear about in more touristic areas, but also to practice a bit of your Spanish. So don't be afraid and just ask. Como una recomendación para comer o un sitio para visitar. Recommendation to eat or a place to visit. So now, after talking a bit with the driver, you have arrived at your destination. Let's look some useful vocabulary for that context. First, you can tell the driver, por aquí está bien, o me puede dejar aquí. Por aquí está bien, that is, over here is fine. Por aquí, over here, está bien. O me puede dejar aquí. We are using the usted form now. Me puede, you can. Leave me, dejar, leave me, aquí, here. Me puede dejar aquí. Or if the driver knows exactly where to leave you, he may say, ya hemos llegado. Ya hemos llegado. We have arrived. And directly the price. Son 20 euros. Ya hemos llegado. Son 20 euros. We have arrived. It's 20 euros. And your answer to that, if you are paying with cash, would be, aquí tiene. Muchas gracias. Que tenga buen día. Aquí tiene. Muchas gracias. Here you go. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Que tenga buen día. And that's it. This is the most simple scenario. But maybe you need to ask, the driver doesn't tell you in advance, how much is it? So that is, ¿cuánto es? How much is it? ¿Cuánto es? O, ¿cuánto le debo? ¿Cuánto le debo? How much do I owe you? ¿Cuánto es o cuánto le debo? And you could add, if you are going to pay with card or with cash, pagaré con tarjeta, pagaré en efectivo. I will pay by credit card or with cash. Pagaré con tarjeta en efectivo. And in case you are going to the airport, for example, you may need to make sure that you get your bags. So you can ask, ¿podría abrir el maletero, por favor? ¿Podría abrir el maletero, por favor? Could you open the trunk, please? ¿Podría abrir el maletero, por favor? Make sure you don't forget that. And finally, an extra tip about tipping. In Spain, just some cultural insights. It's not very common. There is no expectation for you to tip on taxi rides. That's the truth. In Spain, that's not very, very common. But of course, it will be welcomed if you are so inclined, especially if the driver maybe helps you with some heavy bags that you have seen in the airport, abrir el maletero with las maletas, then you may tip a bit, and that would be la propina, la propina. Or in the context that you are paying with cash and it's maybe 9 euros and 50 cents, and you want the taxi driver to keep the change of those 10 euros, you could say, quédese el cambio. Quédese el cambio. Keep the change. So that's it for today's lesson on taking a taxi. Remember where to find it en la parada de taxis, with the most popular apps in Spain, Uber, Bolt, FreeNow, Cabify, or if you are in a situation where you need to call, you can Google pedir taxi and the name of your city and ask, ¿me puede mandar un taxi? Right? Can you send me a taxi? And once you are there, just for the address, you can say a la calle, just a to the street, most simple one. And during the ride, remember, ask for recommendations to a taxi driver. ¿Me puede recomendar un sitio para comer? O me puede recomendar un sitio para visitar? And once you are in your destination, por aquí va bien, over here is okay. And you may ask, ¿cuánto le debo? ¿Cuánto es? For the price. And aquí tiene. Muchas gracias. Que tenga un buen día. And you go about your day. So I hope you found it useful. If so, please give it a like. Dale a me gusta. And if you want to continue learning some basic Spanish, you can check the lesson I did about numbers, because if the taxi driver is telling you the price, so 25 euros or 34, 34, 25, then you need to know your numbers. So make sure to check that lesson next. Thank you. I'm Alejandro de KeySpanish y nos vemos en clase.